everyone! In today's video I'm going to be trying out Little Windows Brilliant Resin. One of my subscribers actually told me about this product some time ago, and I've been meaning to get around to trying it, and today is the day that we are going to be doing that. So what I'm holding here is the 3-ounce set. It costs $14 and $3.95 for shipping, so this kit came out to $17.95. And it comes with some plastic stir sticks I'll be using, and it comes with some little pretty high quality measuring cups, which I appreciate. One thing I like about this product is that you can buy smaller and larger amounts. You can buy an even smaller kit than this just to try it out. So there's that one, the 3-ounce kit, the 6-ounce, and then I believe the largest kit you can buy is the 12-ounce. But it's expensive. For the 12-ounce kit, which I'm assuming is the best deal, it's $36 for the resin and then $8.90 for the shipping. So it puts that 12-ounce kit at almost $45. It's like $3.74 per ounce. That's expensive, especially compared to the other products that I use, like my go-to products. And on that note, I'm actually going to give a little bit of an update for the yellowing test for the Amazing Clear Cast Plus. And then I compared that to my all-time go-to resin, which is Super Sap CCR. But Amazing Clear Cast Plus has become one now as well. It hasn't yellowed at all. These products have been out in the sun for like since November 9th, so almost 3 months. We're getting close-ish to it being 3 months. The Super Sap yellowed a little bit. Super Sap will do that, but then it most likely will not yellow anymore after that point. The Amazing Clear Cast, just the original formula, it yellows a lot. It's to be expected. I knew it was going to do that. The Amazing Clear Cast Plus, it hasn't changed. It still looks really good. And as far as price-wise, the ACC Plus for a 16-ounce kit, it comes out to like $25 to $30. That's like $1.88 an ounce. The Super Sap CCR, the kit, you have to buy a lot of this. You have to buy 48 ounces at a time. It's like the smallest kit. That's $75 plus $20 for shipping. So you're looking at $95 for Super Sap. But even then, that puts it at $1.98 an ounce. I didn't bother doing the math for this. It's cheap. Amazing Clear Cast, the original formula, is cheap. So yeah, this product is like significantly more than the other ones. So I'm wondering if the yellow resistance is going to be good. I'm wondering why this product costs so much more than these other clearly high quality products. I don't know. We're going to work with it. We're going to see what happens. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and just look at this literature that came with it and read what's on the bottles and all that type of thing. Alright, so this is just like ideas, what you can do with the product. Here's the website. There's a code for 10% off. The molds look really good. I actually wish I would have ordered some. Maybe I will in the future. Alright, so Little Windows Brilliant Resin Guide. Our Brilliant Resin formula is the best epoxy ever. That's a bold statement, but okay. Top quality, super clear, very low bubbling. Great for casting, doming, layering, coating, and filling bezels. Mix in small batches so there's no waste. Put anything in it, even delicate items. Works with polymer clay, alcohol, ink, and more. 30 plus minutes working time, that's good to know. 12-hour setup. Long shelf life, after 1 year may show a slight tint but will still work well in colored pieces for 3 to 5 years. A safer epoxy. Our resin is FDA compliant for food contact. No VOCs, not a toxic mix, no smelly solvents, non-hazardous, non-flammable, conforms to whatever that is. Well, that's good to know. This stuff should be low odor. That's always a good thing. Mixing and pouring this resin. Standard batch is 1 tablespoon, 15 milliliters mixed resin. I'm going to be doing twice that amount. This batch size will make it, that's not relevant to me. Tip, if your part A is thick or cloudy, it's gotten too cold. Follow bottle directions to warm it so it's nice and thin. Do not heat any other resins or chemicals as they may release harmful fumes. I mean, unless they specifically tell you to. Anytime a formula tells me to heat the product, I make sure to do that. So yeah, I mean, if other products tell you to do it, then I'm sure it's okay. All resins are different. With Brilliant Resin, you must use a 2-to-1 mix ratio. I'm pretty used to that. Super Sap CCR, that resin I spoke of earlier, is a 2-to-1, so that's no problem. You can mix half, double, or triple size batch. Okay, for a standard batch, carefully pour part A up to 20. There's just a lot of words in here that don't need to be in here is kind of what I feel like with this. Like this could have been significantly shorter, blah, blah. Stir 2.5 minutes, scraping sides and the bottom. Okay, so that's relevant information. Stir 2.5 minutes. Okay, let rest in the cup for 5 minutes to fully blend. Skim the top, then pour scoop mixture onto projects. Do you skim the top because bubbles? I don't know. See, that's the type of thing you could have gotten into more detail about instead of 20 years talking about a standard batch, but I digress. All right, warning, resin is very sticky and can irritate skin. Wipe with dry paper towel, then wash with dish soap and water for 15 minutes. If you are sensitive to chemicals, using large amounts of resin, or using resin frequently, then you should use non-latex gloves, have good ventilation, and use a respirator. So this is what my respirator looks like. It is a half mask respirator with organic vapor cartridges. If you don't have a respirator and you would like one, I'll make sure to leave information for them in the description area below, as well as anything else that's relevant. I won't be using it in this video. I actually want to be able to smell the product so I could tell you how low odor it is or it isn't. Also, I apologize about my voice. I'm having allergy problems. I got a steroid shot yesterday and that's a thing as well. I just feel kind of yuck. I'm not trying to be a shade queen. But if I come across that way in this video, I apologize. I'm just kind of trying to soldier on, you know? All right. So I think that, oh, see, there was more in here, but not really relevant stuff. What I found relevant was cover mold to keep out dust, then wait 10 minutes. Most bubbles will rise and pop on their own. Use the mixing wand to scoop out any stubborn bubbles. Cover mixture and check again in 10 minutes. Let cure at least 12 hours. All right, at 12 hours, your casting may be a bit bendy. This is the easiest time to trim the top edges, drill or shape them. They will continue to harden. There's doming information here. I don't do a lot of doming. If you do, it looks like this is a good product for it. That actually looks pretty cool. That's also the little butterfly that's on the bottle and this further literature. Cool. So I think that's all that's relevant there. Tips to keep your resin fresh longer. Weather can affect the shelf life of your resin. Like some other couples we know and love, Part A and Part B have different preferences. Part A likes to be warm, room temperature plus. If thick or cloudy, it is a little thick. Microwave 7 to 10 seconds in a cup. Like, that's crazy to me. They want us to microwave this product. Like, I'm assuming it's okay or else it wouldn't be suggested, but like, that's the weirdest thing to me. So yeah, I'm gonna be microwaving this resin. Repeat if necessary until clear and thin. This lets it blend more easily with Part B and reduces bubbles. Do not heat any other types of resin or chemicals as they may release harmful fumes. I mean, like I said before, unless otherwise stated. Part B likes to be cool. Keep in a cool, cold place. Keep out of sunlight and fluorescent light. Do not heat Part B. And Part B is pretty thin, so that's cool. I mean, I don't think it really needs to be heated. It's pretty watery to begin with. And for both parts, wipe the neck of the bottle clean after each pour. Put the lid on tight as soon as you've poured. Keep away from moisture. All right, so the bottles themselves say the same thing, so I'll just read what's on Part A. If cold or thick, warm before mixing with Part B. Oh, okay, well, that one does not say that. Mix 2 parts of A with 1 part of B. Stir slowly for 2.5 minutes. Let rest for 5 minutes. Pour slowly into mold, tray, or bezel. Let cure 12 plus hours. And then some warnings. All right, so with all that said, I'll get ready to measure the stuff and mix the stuff, get some gloves on, get my molds ready. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to mix some up. I'm going to mix 30 milliliters and then I'm going to pour it into these molds, varying thicknesses. This is pretty standard stuff if you've seen my other videos. I'm going to take some of the pieces, I'm going to put them out in the sun, I'm going to see how they perform and then report back with my findings in another video. I'm not going to be using the cups that they included. It would make sense for, like they kept on trying to push the 15 milliliter standard batch. I'm going to be doing 30 because these are good sized molds. And the 30 mark on here, it's like a little too close to the top for my taste. I don't think I could comfortably stir in there without it pouring over. So I'm going to be working with one of these. I love these little measuring cups. Amazing clear cast, actually. puts these out. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. Oof, my brain is mush today. You can get these at Hobby Lobby. You can probably get them online. I'm quite enjoying them. I'll leave the link for them in the description area below. All right, so I'm gonna get my gloves on and we're gonna get ready to move on to our next step. Okay, so I have my cup all marked off. I'm gonna do 20 milliliters of the resin and I'm gonna do 10 milliliters of the hardener since it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take, like under normal circumstances, especially with bigger bottles, I'll put squeeze tops on top of the bottles. It just makes it so much easier to measure. With this one, I'm just going to do it with this little bottle of the hardener because it's such a watery product that the squeeze top will make it easier to measure. So these are just some squeeze bottles I got at Dollar Tree, I believe. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put it on top of that bottle because I know it will fit. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour my part A into my cup and then I'm going to put it in the microwave like we were instructed. I'll start at 10 seconds and I just want it warm. I don't want it like full on hot or anything. So I'll put it in there for 10 seconds and then see how it is. So far just the resin itself, it has no odor. It doesn't have any kind of chemically smell. I can't smell anything so far. It's actually a pretty decently thin product already, so I think heating it up is really going to help. This should be a pretty low bubble formula, I would imagine, but we'll see. Alright, so I'm at the 20 milliliter mark. Now I'm going to go and put this in the microwave and then I'll be back. Alright, I put the resin in the microwave for 10 seconds. It is very warm. I probably could have done it for 7. No harm, no foul. I'm just saying that it is definitely pretty warmed up and it is definitely way more liquid, like way more low viscosity. So that's cool. All right, so now I'm gonna put the part B. I'm still not really picking up on any kind of odor. Maybe when I start to stir them, but right now, I'm not really. Alright, so I'm going to use the stir stick that they gave me, the plastic stick, but I don't want to use this side. I'm actually just going to use this side. And I'm really going to take my time. When I tried out the Amazing Clearcast Plus for the first time, the instructions told me to put the stick at the bottom of the cup and don't lift it up. So I'm going to do that. The product ended up having very few bubbles and I think that might have had something to do with it, but I don't know. So I'm going to be slow and careful about my stirring. I have a tendency to like stir it up real quick. I have a vacuum chamber, so I just end up taking all the bubbles out like when I'm not making a video. So I'm just going to try and be more mindful of slowing down. And as the directions stated, I'm going to stir it up for about 2.5 minutes and then let it sit for 5, it said. Just so all the bubbles can rise to the surface. And then it said to skim the top. I don't know if I'll have to do that. We'll see what happens. Again, I apologize if my voice starts getting kind of wonky here and there and it sounds like there's a frog in my throat. I have the worst seasonal allergies ever, and now is about the point that they really ramp up. So I went yesterday, like I said, to get a steroid shot, which I've been doing for like 3 years now. It's called a Kinolog shot, and it's amazing. It makes all the difference in the world. I can't even believe how well it works. It's still kind of kicking in. It has crazy side effects though. So I kind of wanted to get this video out of the way before all the intense ones start to kick in. It can even have like psychological side effects. Like 1 year I took it or got the shot and it made me like a little bit manic. 1 year it made me a little bit depressed. It'll make the skin on my hands look papery. It'll like give you like a bad taste in your mouth. It's the weirdest thing, but the pros outweigh the cons. So yeah, that's where I'm at with things. So the product is looking good. It's taking a little bit of time to really integrate and get all mixed in. It's probably been about a minute at this point. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish mixing off camera, and then I'll be back when it's time to pour this into the mold. So I ended up stirring for longer than 2.5 minutes. It was probably closer to about 6 or 7, and it's still pretty liquidy, especially after like it was heated up in the microwave, and it's pretty warm to the touch. So I think that the pot life is going to be pretty long. I'm going to test that off camera, and then I'll report back with my findings when we come back and touch base. But for now, that's all incorporated. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to pour a thin layer into one, a thicker layer into another one, and then a thicker layer. Actually. And then I'm going to leave them to sit for 12 hours and check them and see how cured they are at that point, and then come back tomorrow and check them and just see how hard the cure is, check the bubble situation. I don't think there's going to be very many bubbles in this product. I made sure to take my time stirring. I used a plastic stir stick instead of a wood one. One of my subscribers told me some time ago that if you use wood sticks, then bubbles can actually come out of the wood and into the product. So I did a test. I took some resin and I took all the bubbles out of it with a vacuum chamber, and then I stuck a wood stick in to see what would happen, and there were totally some bubbles that came out of the stick into the resin. It was only like 7 or 8 micro bubbles, but regardless, I mean, there were definitely bubbles. Ah, see, now it's starting to thicken up a little bit. Cool. But yeah, as I was saying, after that, after trying that test out, I try and stick to using plastic stir sticks in my videos. Cool. I think those are good to go. I'm still not really smelling any kind of odor, so that's always a good thing. So now I'm going to work off camera. I'm going to see what the pot life is, and I will see you tomorrow, and we can check on all this. Bye. All right, I'm back. It's actually been about 48 hours. At 12 hours, I tried denting it and it was still very dentable. At 24 hours, I tried again and I could still dent it with a nail pretty easily. Now it's very, very hard. I can dent it a little teeny tiny bit, but it's nothing too bad. As far as the pot life goes, I got about 35 minutes out of it. At the 35-minute mark, I could still get like stir glitter into it and get it into a mold, but it was thickening up quickly at that point. So yeah, I would give it about 35 minutes. That was heating up the resin though in the microwave again, so that probably took some time off of it. If it was just cold and had not been heated, I probably could have gotten a little bit more pot life out of it, but I have no idea. I didn't try. On that note, I liked the microwave thing. I was freaked out about it at first, but no, I think that's actually a really cool concept, and I think it's going to help with the bubbles a lot. We're going to find out right now. So these are the 3 pieces that we made in the video. This was part of just the pot life test that I did. I filled that up in there because I'm going to take 2 equal thickness pieces. I'm going to put one in complete darkness, and I'm going to put one out in the sun so we can see how that yellows over time. So with that said, let's go ahead and pop them out. So I'll start with the thinnest piece here. I feel like there's not going to be a lot of bubbles. We're totally going to find out. Oh yeah, that's not bad at all. I mean, the rest of it, it looks really good. Oh, it's a nice hard cure. I can't dent this one with my nail at all. All right, so we'll try the thicker piece. That's not bad at all. There's definitely some micro bubbles, but that looks good. Especially for the thickness of the piece. That's a pretty thick piece. All right, so then this is the thickest piece. And there you go, a few micro bubbles. Nice hard cure, and then this is just, like I said, the piece I'm gonna compare to for the yellowing test. All right. So final thoughts. Would I use this again? I can't really justify the price. it's too expensive, in my opinion. It might have superior yellow resistance, and while that's all good and well, the products that I discussed earlier also have superior yellowing resistance. You know, the Amazing Clear Cast Plus, it's pretty cheap, especially for like the yellow resistance that it's had so far. It might yellow a little bit more in the summer months, more in the winter. The sun's a little weaker. I don't know. I'll conduct a test when things warm up. But yeah, it's a cool product. I will give it that. It was no odor. I didn't smell anything at all. I liked the microwave thing. It really helped with the bubbles. But it's nothing really remarkable about it to me yet, anyways, to justify the price. So I'll keep you updated with the yellowing test. Yeah, I guess I covered everything that I wanted to cover. I hope you learned a lot. I know I certainly did. I thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good day.